The EU is simply a pale imitation of the Union which has held the UK together for 3 centuries, and Scotland must resist SNP leader Nicola Sturgeon's push for independence and stated aim of joining the bloc, archaeologist Neil Oliver has said. Mr. Oliver, a BBC regular who has presented numerous documentaries including A History of Scotland, Vikings, and Coast, issued his stark warning during the course of a passionate essay stating the case for the UK remaining intact. The article was uploaded to the pro-Union website These Islands in the midst of the SNP's annual conference, staged online this year as a result of coronavirus restrictions, and he pulled no punches, highlighting SNP leader Nicola Sturgeon's insistence that the 2014 referendum has been a once-in-a-generation decision, a pledge she has since jettisoned. The Renfrew-born Glasgow University graduate said, "This Britain of ours has been and remains a bright light in a dark and darkening world, a magnet for humanity moving in hopes of somewhere better. When the EU was conjured into being, it copied our union in hopes of having a fraction of its success. Whatever the intention, those builders fell short of the mark. There is no EU welfare state, and German taxes do not pay for healthcare in Greece or pensions in Spain. Most of the wider world would rather it were more like us, that it might have what we have had. When it comes to Western liberal democracy, ours is the original mark." Mr. Oliver, a fierce opponent of independence 6 years ago, said his view had not changed since then. He explained, "The idea that we Scots might look on at a whole Britain in need of repair, in need of realignment and updating to cope with the future, and choose to cut and run just makes me blush to my fingertips with shame. I am a British Scot and the Britons are my family, all of them. I don't give a fig for politicians and I certainly don't allow my feelings about the present bunch to blind me to what Britain actually is, no more than I would let this year's crop of midges blind me to the beauty of the Highlands. All parliamentarians were temporary tenants, just as the British Isles were rented accommodation which will eventually be handed down to future generations," he stressed. He added, "You don't burn down the house just because you don't care for those living in it now. Keep the house together. This house of ours is the work of 300 years, and the rest. If there are repairs to be done, then so be it. Let's treat it like the grand home it is, and make it wind and watertight for the whole family again. The whole family. Let's not break it into flats like a dodgy conversion job by cowboy builders." His article concluded, "I don't base my decision on politics or economics or even history.